Hey fam, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Let's get into this. You already know what it's about. Uh, I've been contemplating on what I've been wanting to talk about next to be able to help you on your journey, on your recovery journey of transverse myelitis or any neuromuscular condition. And I was thinking of something, trying to come up with something more practical to help you guys out, but I just kept coming back to wanting to talk about mental health. A lot of different things around me has been catching my attention about the mental health aspect. And I know in general, mental health isn't something that really gets spoken about because you really can't see it with everybody's general cases, but we all suffer one form of mental health or another. And it's been in my heart, been heavy on my heart to be able to talk about that, to talk about the impact of the importance of being able to have a stable mental health or be able to have an outlet for it. Because having an unhealthy mindset doesn't always have to be something crazy or dangerous or scary. An unhealthy mindset could be of, feeling like a victim all the time, or not feeling like you're capable or that everything's against you. Just these bad negative thoughts that don't benefit you is a form of an unhealthy mindset. So in today's episode, I want to be able to talk about my mindset, because I only can speak about mine, right? And I am confident in believing and knowing that my mindset is a huge attribution, a huge reason why I'm at where I'm at, in a sense of my recovery. Because that's why you're here, right? You're watching my channel right now. You're tuning in because you want to see what nuggets I can drop to you and give you to be able to improve your health, the health of a loved one, someone you may know that is going through it. So let's get into that. All right. So before transverse myelitis, I developed a really strong self-worth. I have very huge value for myself, to myself. That gets misconstrued as cocky, but it's not that. Don't let this generation make you feel that if you're overly confident in the person that you are, and if you're comfortable with yourself, don't let them take that. Don't let them take that away from you and telling you you're just confident, you're just way too cocky, you need to humble yourself, whatnot. We know how it goes, right? So prior to transverse myelitis, I've developed this sense of self-worth and confidence, and I was able to do that so with surrounding myself with the right people, biblically speaking as well, diving into the Bible, getting to know Jesus. Once again, disclaimer, I am a Christian, and if that rubs you the wrong way, okay, let's move on, all right? Because I have a lot more to offer to you than, let's just move on. So education, sports was a huge attributing factor to my self-love. So going into transverse myelitis, I had that confidence built in, that mental aptitude of knowing that I love who I am, I'm confident who I am, and I know what I can accomplish, and I know where I'm not the best at. Because I've tried not to add the word can't to my vocabulary when it's come to my abilities and what I can do. I can't control other people, so I'll say I can't make this person do that, or I can't make that person think this way, but I can control a lot of what I think and what I can do, but for sure not what my body can respond to transverse myelitis. So this is post-transverse myelitis. If you have a medical condition right now, and you have transverse right now, and you didn't have that built in within you in your mindset, it's never too late. Okay, it's never too late to do that. So that was my mindset. That's the way I viewed myself. when I got transverse myelitis, when I contracted it in the hospital, the hospital story, whatever. But when I was fully aware of the challenges and the fight in front of me, I legitimately remember telling to myself within my spirit, praying to my God and saying, okay, I have two options. One, be a winner or be a victim. Those are the options you have. I could have done the route, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why am I going through this, this disease? I'm a good person, blah, 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 whatever. I could have gone that route. Or I could have been like, okay, let's fight this. Immediately, it was an easy decision for me. I was just like, well, being a victim ain't going to help me, ain't going to get me where I need to go. And I have places to be. So I chose to fight. And that takes a mental toughness. If I had to talk about a superpower that I believe I have, and that is my mental toughness, it takes a lot to take me out mentally, a lot. And time has proven that to be true. And I'm grateful for being given that, what I'm going to call superpower, because unfortunately, self-confidence, self-worth is not all there anymore. So that was the decision I made. You know what? I'm going to fight. So we went at it, and training, PT, all these different types of different scenarios you may be familiar with because you're dealing with it yourself, or you may not. And I really don't want to make this video super long about every single battle I've had to go through, but I've had to deal with the insecurity of, I used to be an athlete before transverse myelitis. Transverse myelitis hit, and they kept telling me, you're never going to be an athlete again. Athleticism's out the window. You ain't going to run. You're not going to jump. You're not going to lift weights. You're not going to do all these things. I had to battle that. I had to battle that a love of mine of athleticism and sports was going to be taken away from me. But I didn't allow it. I didn't allow that reality to be my reality. At that moment, I was looked like a fool. People were looking at me like, you're tripping. You think you're going to beat transverse myelitis? Why not? That's literally how I thought. Why not? That's my making. And you can be that way too. You can think that way too. Like I said, it's never too late. So that's one of them. The other one is just like my pride and joy. I have two prides and joys. It's being a husband and being a father. At that point in time of transverse myelitis on that hospital bed, I had 3 kids and married. And they told me that I was going to be a limited father. The thought of not being able to walk my daughter, I have 2 now, but at that time, my one daughter, down the aisle, I wasn't having that. I was like, nope, I'm going to do everything possible to walk my daughter down the aisle. The thought of not being able to chase my boy, run up and down the stairs and do that stuff, all that boy things that they like to do and run around and be a ruckus, that I wasn't going to be able to be a part of that because I was going to be stuck to a wheelchair or be controlled by my medical condition. Like, no, these are all things that were running through my mind. I was in a hospital bed already thinking about the future, thinking about where I wanted to be, thinking about what I wanted to accomplish. I was not in the now, just like, oh my gosh, my life is ruined. It just wasn't. I'm not going to lie to you. I just was not. And then, being spouse, I was just like, I married my wife for me to love on her, to take care of her, to cherish her, to do everything that I physically did. And you're going to tell me that this disease is not going to let me, that I am not going to take my wife down for strolls down the beach, down the park, that I'm not going to be able to, my wife and I both like to do outdoor activities. Like, so this long list of things just came up, me in the hospital bed, and I was just like, victim or victor? Like, which one did I want it to be? So that mental toughness is from the beginning, was activated from the beginning. And I attacked transverse myelitis with that mindset of, I'm going to continue to be a good husband to my wife. I'm going to continue to be a good father. I'm going to continue to go do the sports and the things that I love to do. Now, I am not saying either, okay? I am not saying that if you are tied to a wheelchair, you are not a good husband and that you're not a good father and you're not an athlete. Of course not. I'm talking about the way I viewed myself on what the things I wanted to do. I was not going to allow the condition to take that away from me. I hope that's clear. Not saying that if you are extremely limited by your medical condition or in a wheelchair, can't do all those things, then that automatically equals you to not being a good husband, not being a good spouse, not being a good parent, good employee, good all that. No, because the mental toughness still applies to that. That even if you can't, even if you are in that scenario of you can't walk, you're in a wheelchair, well, you need to have that mental toughness to still be able to accomplish new goals and set new dreams and set new standards. So this message isn't just for building a mental toughness to accomplish amazing things that you thought of before the condition. No, this could also apply to adapting and changing your dreams and your goals because your medical condition is just winning more battles than you are. And you need a mental toughness to be able to continue to lose those battles and come back up. Because I'm going to tell you something, having a mental toughness is more about getting up of hundreds of times that you lost versus counting all the battles. The reason I can count a lot of wins is because there's not very many of them, physically speaking. But there is hundreds of losses that I've had to be where I'm at right now. There was hundreds of nights sad because I couldn't do ABC. There was hundreds of nights that I wouldn't sleep, not feeling like a capable husband, not feeling like a capable father, not feeling capable anything because of this medical condition, constant nights. But I'm not going to sit here and dwell on those. And that's the point. The biggest thing that you could do for yourself in your life, medical condition or not, is to build that mental toughness and self-worth and self-love. I was chasing and am continuing to chase a certain lifestyle, okay? But I am wise enough and smart enough and honest enough to know that I might not get there. And I have to learn to be content with something else. But just because I learned that I may have to settle on some things doesn't mean that I limit chasing those goals. Does that make sense? Like, just because I'm trying to shoot for goal A and that is my absolute goal and I want to spend the rest of my life chasing that goal, I need to be mature enough and have that mental toughness to know that B is going to be okay. That goal B is perfectly fine because you went and you did not achieve goal A, but you made it to goal B knowing that you were tough, knowing that you did everything you possibly could to accomplish your dreams, your goals, whatever it may be. Okay? In the sense of wrapping things up. Develop that mental toughness. Because I'm going to tell you something. This is and continues to be the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Is to wake up every morning in pain, in discomfort, cramps, chronic pain, bladder tripping out, bowel being clogged up, tired and exhausted from training every single day, and waking up to choose to love, choose to parent, choose to eat healthy, choose to work out, to choose all these things that I do not want to do, but I need to do. You're going to have to do that. I'm going to have to do that for the rest of my life. No one's going to have to do it for you. And I'm sorry, unless you are healed, it's not going to get any better for us. It's just not. And I feel like maybe that's why, like, this has been in my heart as early as I possibly can to challenge you to build a mental toughness, because you might not be able to walk again. Who's to say? I'm not putting that on you, but that's a reality. All right, my wife and I sometimes go to bed thinking like, man, What if I wake up tomorrow worse? But it's okay to think that, but it's not okay to let that thought control you. So we have those thoughts. I have the thoughts like, man, I'm about to be 35 on Monday. We're recording. So yeah, I'm letting you know what my birthday is, yo. So today's September 30th. I'm going to be 35 on Monday. And I consistently think like, well, how am I going to be at 40, 45, 50, 60? Well, can I really train into my 60s, into my 70s as intense as I have to move? Can I really keep this up? I don't know, but I'm going to take it one step at a time. I have that insecurity and that fear that's real in my mind, but I don't let it enter my heart. And that's the difference. My mental toughness keeps these negative thoughts aware, but I don't let them consume me or control me in my actions. And I have my lows and I have my highs, but I have a consistency of pushing and fighting. And that's what I want for you. If I can't get you to walk, if I can't get you to improve in your bladder, in your bowel, with your spasms, your nerve pain, your chronic pain, your, reception to hot and cold, if I can't help you with any of that, but the only thing I can help you with is your mental toughness, I will consider that a win. Because you, person watching this, person with a medical condition, or person of the spouse of somebody with a medical condition, you're going to win or lose on your mind. This is the first battlefield right here. I won my fights here before I won them with my legs. I competed and finished the Spartan race in my mind first before I got that medal. Twice. I competed in CrossFit, highest ranking CrossFit games. But I did that here first. 2 days before, 1 month before, 6 months before. When I won in the hospital bed of choosing not to be a victim and not crying about everything, but I chose to endure and to fight, that's when I won. And the product of that is whatever. If you want medals, accolades, cool. All that stuff is just medals. They rot. I can't take them with me. I'm not going to wear my medals everywhere I go. But what I am going to be able to rock with me everywhere I go is my mind and my mental toughness. Some might know it as the Mamba mentality. I love basketball. So, I'm going to get distracted. Some practical things that you can do, like, all right, Jay Cruz, we heard you talk about mental toughness. You're mental tough, blah, blah, blah. I need to be too. How do I get there? Well, here's some practical things you can do. Pay attention to the people you're surrounded with. You need to surround yourself with people who believe in you and people that also know your limits. For example, my wife. My wife believes I can accomplish almost anything. She believes in me so much. But she also knows when to be wise and calm me down. Like, maybe you can't do that just yet. Let's dial it back already. That's the type of person you need, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your parent, your spouse, your sibling. Find yourself a new person, but you need people in your life who believe in you and with reason limit you with encouragement. You can limit somebody with encouragement, like, hey, Jay Cruz, you ain't there yet. Let's get you there, but you're not there yet. Let's dial it down. So you need to recruit, per se, teams of people coworkers, neighbors, family members who are going to root for you. And most importantly, not get rid, but stay away or be very cautious with the people who encourage you to be like, oh man, poor you. Like, yeah, you should probably take it easy. Or you probably need some rest. You probably shouldn't do those things. Here, let me do this for you. Here, I'll help you with that. They're being sweet and they're being loving, but that's not helping you. My PT told my wife in front of me and say, every day help him less. Every day make him do more. That's what he told my PT. Is like, the more you do for him, the less he's going to recover. And the less you challenge him, the less he's going to recover. So from the get-go, from when we got home, my wife would challenge me and help me to a certain point. Day 1, let's do 30 steps assisted. Day 2, we're going to do 28 steps assisted, and the other 2 you're going to do on your own. The next day, we're going to do this. And that's just an example. All right. That's the type of people you need. Okay. That is the type of people that you need around you. They're going to rally against you, to encourage you and to challenge you. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2, read podcasts. I will always recommend Jesus. Okay. Follow Christ. Read the Bible. But if that ain't your cup of tea, I ain't mad at you. Okay, whatever. I'll back up. Find yourself, read David Goggins. I don't know. Read his book. Read the book, Mamba Mentality. Find yourselves good resources. And they tend to be more sports oriented, but find yourself good reasons. They're going to jack you up. They're going to juice you up and motivate you and encourage you to strive and fight, because that's what you need. You need to build this with the stories of other people. That helps. It does. For me, scripture does that to me. And I also listen to other people who've gone through different struggles and different battles. Of like, if they can do it, why can't I? They're not anything any more special than me. Because it's true. No one in this world is more special than you or is more capable than you. They just might have a different mindset. And there's nothing that can stop you from developing a good mindset. So number 1, surround yourself with good people. Number 2, educate, read podcasts, inspirational things. I'm sorry. And then number 3, look at yourself in the mirror and encourage yourself. Speak to yourself. Inspire yourself. Preach to yourself. Till this very day, I look into the mirror and I'm like, bro, you're weak today. Let's go at it. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, man. And it's like I'm having a conversation. Like right now, I'm looking at the camera and the screen. I'm looking at myself. And these are the things that I tell myself every day. You ready? You ready? Man, dude, I don't want to do this. But I love my kids. I love my wife. I love sports. Let's go. That's what I tell myself. I remind myself of how much I love my wife. I remind myself how much I love my children. And I remind myself how much I love to do sports. And I just keep telling myself that throughout the day. Hey, this, ABC. Find your own things. You might not be married. You might not have any kids. You might not like sports. Find your things. Find the things that motivate you, that inspire, that you love to do. And let those be an anchor to motivate you. Okay? So those are the 3 things. And you're going to have to do that every single day for the rest of your life. Okay? The rest of your life. The rest of your life, you're going to continue to do these things. Checks and balances with the people you surround yourself. Constantly feed your mind and your heart, your mind, your body, your soul, all of it. Consistently. And number 3, consistently, daily basis, encourage yourself and speak truth to yourself. Because the only words that you should believe right now are yours. So what are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself that you suck? Are you telling yourself that you can't do it? Are you telling yourself that you're not worthy, that you're not capable, that you're not able? What are you saying to yourself? Be very careful what you speak into your own life, because you're going to believe it way more than what anybody else says to you. And if you are believing of what people say to you, stop hanging out with them. I don't care who that is, just stop. And if it happens to be your spouse, then y'all really have to have a real serious conversation. Show them this video, spouse, stop it. You're not helping them. If it is your spouse, if it is a family member that you actually can't cut ties with because you made a covenant and a pact with them, I'll talk to them. You need to stop. That's not helping them. You babying them or protecting them, it's not helping us. It doesn't help me. It's not helping them. So boom, there's a message for them. They can come get mad at me. That's fine. I don't care. I just want you to find joy and peace in every area of your life, whether that's in a wheelchair or out of a wheelchair, whether that's in a hospital bed or out of the hospital bed. No matter what, you need to be able to, you deserve to have peace, joy, and love in your heart, in your mind at all times, whether it comes with your own means. Okay, I don't think that's the right way to do it. I believe the way to do it is through Jesus Christ. That's how I do it, or through Jesus Christ. But you deserve to have that peace in your heart and peace of mind. But no matter which way you choose to do it, I guarantee you it's gonna be right here. It's not gonna be with this body. I can look as fit and buff as I want. That doesn't mean anything. You can easily lose that. But here, the moment you build this right here, no one can take that away from you. All right? And that's the words I have for you today. Seriousness over. Let's smile a little. So yeah, that's what's been on my heart for you guys. Building that mindset. I have it. You can have it too. It's free. It's free. All right. But hopefully this was encouraging to you. Hopefully this puts a fire in your belly, in your mind, in your heart to go after it. All right. But you know what to do. Okay. You've seen enough YouTube videos. Like, subscribe, share. That's the only way this gets out there. Okay. I want to be able to reach as many people, to inspire, to encourage, not to be famous, not to make a living out of this or anything whatsoever. Okay. I'm not in the business of getting famous. I'm in the business of being able to love on people. All right. I don't care how corny that sounds. That's my business. All right. So please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Let me know. Let me know what you want to hear. What do you need help with? What are you struggling with? What are you not? Let me hear your wins, your stories, the times where you had to fight the battle in your mind before you saw some progress. I want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on with you guys. All right. So appreciate you guys. Pray for my family. Let me know I can pray for you. Appreciate you. But your boy's out. It's my birthday weekend. I got some good plans with my wife. Hopefully this weather doesn't deter that, but it is what it is. Deuces.